Welcome to a realm that blurs the line between dread and divinity, inhabited by grotesque deities, colossal insects, and otherworldly hermits. In other words, an unstable land that defies the traditional concept of heaven and hell. Who, you may ask, would willingly journey into such a place of certain death? Well, when there's a chance of immortality involved, the relentless pursuit of humanity knows no bounds. This is the twisted premise of Hell's Paradise, a tale about the Shogunate's desperate thirst for the mythical elixir of immortality and how society's most heinous criminals are sent to this treacherous lands to obtain this phenomenal concoction. Among these offenders is the notable Gabimaru the Hollow, a formidable shinobi who yearns for but one simple desire: to live in peace with his beloved wife. But tread carefully, folks, as this is not a mere criminal redemption story. It's a profound exploration of self-discovery and a search for salvation spun in the threads of madness and the unknown. In this video, we'll delve into the riveting narrative of Hell's Paradise and uncover a diverse ensemble of characters and creatures that traverse the perilous realm. From the hollow yet passionate Gabimaru to the stern and valiant Sagiri, the series boasts a rich canvas of a world never quite seen before in the anime-verse. Moreover, we'll dissect the heavy Buddhist and Taoist themes intricately woven throughout the anime and provide a deeper understanding of their philosophical undertones. As a bonus fact, we'll also highlight a past interview between the renowned author of Berserk, Kentaro Miura, and Hell's Paradise's creator, Yuji Kaku. So fasten your seatbelts, for we're about to embark on a mind-bending journey through the paradoxical world of Hell's Paradise. The mastermind behind the world of Hell's Paradise is none other than the ingenious Yuji Kaku, who painstakingly crafted the manga from 2018 to 2021. The prestigious studio MAPPA recognized the manga's potential and undertook the task of transforming it into a richly animated series in 2023 under the skilled direction of Kaori Makita, a veteran who has worked on acclaimed shows such as Attack on Titan, Banana Fish, and Days. Kaku, having honed his craft as an assistant to Tatsuki Fujimoto in the manga Fire Punch, is renowned for his meticulously detailed illustrations, a talent so remarkable that even Kentaro Miura, the author of Berserk, couldn't resist lavishing praise on Kaku's intricate artistry. Now, without further ado, let us step into the world crafted by Kaku, a mysterious universe where every intricate detail breathes life into the story. But be warned, there are minor spoilers ahead. Diving into the historical setting of Edo period Japan, our saga unfolds as we follow the journey of a condemned ninja, Gabimaru the Hollow, known for his emotionlessness amid his gruesome killings. Despite his imminent death sentence, Gabimaru's extraordinary strength and endurance continually defied the executioner's attempts to end his life. But why would a hardened ninja, seemingly void of emotions and yearning for death, stubbornly cling to life? The answer lies in the heart of a woman named Yui, his wife, the symbol of solace who inspired him to renounce his bloody past. However, due to an unforeseen betrayal, Gabimaru found himself on death row with no hope of reuniting with his beloved. However, a glimmer of hope manifests in the form of the esteemed executioner, Yamada Asaemon Sagiri. She proffers a proposition from the shogun: any criminal who retrieves the elixir of immortality from the distant, uncharted territory of Shinsenkyo, also known as the Divine Paradise, shall receive an official pardon for all past crimes. For Gabimaru, this proposition meant a chance to rewrite his fate and live peacefully with Yui. Without hesitation, he seizes this life-altering opportunity no matter how daunting the job may be. Gabimaru and other survivors of a brutal death match among convicts, such as a leader of bandits, a kunoichi, and a giant, venture into the inhumane realm of Shinsenkyo. Once on the island, the convicts are shadowed by executioners from the notorious Yamada Asaemon clan. This ensures that if any convict strays from the mission, it will lead to immediate execution. During this expedition, they are confronted with powerful creatures and countless otherworldly obstacles that test their battle skill and conviction with each passing hour. Will Gabimaru and Sagiri survive amidst the deformed deities, horrendous-looking creatures, and exceptionally powerful hermits known as Tensen that inhabit the land? We're eager to see how many of our characters will survive this treacherous paradise. In the realm of shonen, it's rare for such a unique premise to take the stage and succeed succeed as well as Hell's Paradise does. What's the secret to this success, you might ask? It would have to be the ensemble of exceptionally crafted characters, each breathing life and depth into the intricate series. Starting off, let's plunge into the heart of our tale with the enigmatic protagonist, Gabimaru the Hollow, a man of dread and grace in equal measure. Born into the ruthless shinobi village of Iwagakure, Gabimaru's life was steeped in violence from birth. A child immediately orphaned by his own village's chief, Gabimaru was groomed into a human weapon, a cold-blooded assassin devoid of weakness and emotion. His life seemed doomed from the start with a never-ending cycle of mindless slaughter until destiny introduced him to his soon-to-be wife. Yui, the chief's daughter, was marked by a nasty scar on her face, acting as a brutal reminder of being unable to live as an ordinary woman. Yet beneath this disfigurement lay a heart of extraordinary kindness. It was Yui who unveiled the human beneath the merciless shinobi, revealing that Gabimaru was not, in fact, devoid of emotion. She became his beacon of light, guiding him through the murkiness of his existence and showing him a brighter path marked by blushes and smiles, a path that will ultimately lead him to renounce his former life. Fueled by this newfound purpose, Gabimaru dared to dream of a peaceful life away from his assassin ways at Iwagakure. But it was not to be so easy. Betrayed by the chief, he found himself shackled and imprisoned. But despite this grim situation, Gabimaru clung to the spark that Yui had kindled within him, subconsciously bending his will to survive. This resolve crystallized into a singular goal: to reclaim the tranquil life he had once glimpsed with Yui, even if that meant risking his life in a mission deemed impossible. Left with no other option, Gabimaru chooses to embark on a death-plagued journey of disturbing concepts and monstrous creatures to fight for his freedom. Although he was very capable of brutal killings, his wife's teachings echo in his mind, guiding him to extend his thanks and to choose dialogue over violence. Fortunately, his companion on this journey, the stern executioner Sagiri, sees his potential for change. Can Gabimaru rewrite his future? It's definitely worth seeing his character development unfold. Next, we traverse the path of our valiant deuteragonist, Yamada Asaemon Sagiri, a lone courageous woman in a world fraught with chaos and uncertainty. Born into the esteemed Yamada clan, Sagiri was thrust into a destiny predetermined by her lineage. As the sole child of the clan's head, Yamada Asaemon Kichiji, she was expected to lead an ordinary life, bearing children to continue the clan's legacy. But Sagiri was never one to be shackled by societal expectations. With a courageous spirit and an unyielding will, she dared to defy the gender stereotypes, choosing to tread the bloodied path of the Asaemon and immersing herself in the art of the blade. Through years of perseverance, she earned a seat among the Asaemon clan, albeit at the bottom of the hierarchy with the lowest rank of 12. However, the weight of her duty of beheading lives bore heavily on her, crippling her abilities and becoming tormented with fear. But her encounter with Gabimaru triggered a profound shift in Sagiri's perspective. She realized that her fears were not to be forcefully squandered, but instead acknowledged the fear and reinforced it with resolve. She needed to accept the weight of the lives she ended and face her fears head-on. As we traverse the dangerous landscapes of the island of Shinsenkyo, Sagiri's internal battle as executioner wages on. On top of surviving and following orders, she's committed to offering a merciful end with her tranquil deliverance through her blade. But what does fate hold for our protagonists in this beguiling land? Will they achieve their heart's desires, or will the island consume their dreams? The truth lies veiled, waiting to be unraveled in the heart of Hell's Paradise. As you watch this series, you will notice that in Hell's Paradise, every detail resonates with the profound influences of Buddhism and Taoism, two pivotal pillars of Chinese beliefs. Here, these philosophies aren't merely themes, they pulse everywhere through the narrative, adding to the nuances of the island and illuminating the karmic circle of life and death. Taoism, a philosophy urging harmony with the universe, is echoed in the anime's core concept of immortality. This vision originates in the ancient Chinese religious path, Fang Shen Tao, known as the Way of Mages and Immortals. The overarching symbolism of Taoism influence is infused into the narrative, sculpting tales of the mysterious land of immortals, Peng Lai, referred to as Shinsenkyo in the anime, and fueling the relentless quests for immortality that form the backbone of Hell's Paradise premise. In episode 7, the storyline introduces the hermits, or the Tensen, rooted in the Chinese Shen, or the legendary 8 immortals. As we await the introduction of the remaining hermits, this correlation of Chinese mythology fuels anticipation and intrigue, stirring our curiosity and drawing us deeper into the narrative as we discover more about the island. Did you know that the 8 immortals are infamous and even mentioned in several Jackie Chan movies and play a significant part in the video game Mass Effect 2? Simultaneously, Buddhism's quest for enlightenment and liberation from suffering manifests in the characters' internal journeys. It's also apparent in how the island punishes sinners by not letting them simply die, but instead reincarnate as flowers. This philosophy infuses many characters' struggles and triumphs, shaping their arcs and driving their evolution until the end. The term middle path, mentioned in the series, is a fundamental Buddhist principle that is beautifully embodied in the character of Sagiri, who embraces both chaos and order. This symbolizes the balance between life and death, destruction and creation, a theme echoed throughout the series. The Hell's Paradise's universe, with its intricate symbolism, isn't just a backdrop to the action, it's a living, breathing entity that mirrors the characters' experiences and growth. The grotesque depictions of deities Soshin and Monshin, the carefully constructed environment, and the meticulously crafted narrative threads all pay homage to the depth of research and the mastery of storytelling that has made Hell's Paradise a resounding success. To see more on this topic, check out the @Unholy Crow essay on the Buddhist and Taoist themes in Hell's Paradise for an even more in-depth look. Now let's venture back in time and delve into a fascinating piece of history. Picture this: the year is 2019 and the release of the 5th volume of Hell's Paradise manga is being celebrated. To mark the occasion, an unexpected interview is unveiled between the Hell's Paradise creator Yuji Kaku and Kentaro Miura, the legendary author of Berserk. May his soul rest in peace. But even now, the memory of this revelation still holds the power to surprise. Imagine our astonishment back in 2019 when learning about this extraordinary dialogue between the two giants of the manga world. It was an unexpected union where a crossroad of the past and present of manga storytelling intersected. Miura, deeply impressed by the evolution of Gabimaru from a ruthless killer to a figure who grasps the significance of love, expressed his admiration openly. But it didn't stop there. Miura foresaw a future for Hell's Paradise beyond the pages of its manga, envisioning the series taking flight as an anime and a movie, lighting up the big screen. This unique interview is a window into the creative minds of these masterful artists and a snapshot of when two creative titans met in the space of mutual respect and admiration. If you have time, we strongly encourage you to explore this interview. In essence, Hell's Paradise is a journey into the heart of chaos, self-discovery, and redemption. It's an intense exploration of a world where raw human brutality and grotesque death concepts coexist with moments of compassion and tranquility. It's a gripping narrative that masterfully walks a tightrope between the savage and the serene, while incorporating many symbolic philosophies. The deeply engaging characters who continue to evolve are central to this complex universe, and their stories are woven into Buddhist and Taoist themes that make up the series. We wholeheartedly recommend checking out the anime for an experience like no other. Stay tuned for our next video where we'll dive deeper into all things anime. As always, thanks for watching.